I went to my parents and I'm like, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to work a job. And they're like, well, you're going to have to. And I go, why? They go, money. I've thought of quitting multiple times, countless times. There was a lot of people online spewing bullshit to people. People get in this procrastination paradox. Most people really don't care. One of my first ever calls, a guy paying me $20 for 30 minutes. We've helped over 200 people go full time. Oh man, the biggest sacrifice was definitely my social life. When I was 18, going into senior year of high school, if I didn't make this work, I would be going to college. My name is Fredrickson, and I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona. I had a lot of big dreams, but I would say, a normal teenager. Hockey was my sport, so I would be playing hockey and then would play video games and go to school. That was pretty much it. And I've always had a dream of, working for myself, not being stuck at a cubicle. When I was 17, junior year, I went to my parents and I'm like, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to work a job. And they're like, well, you're going to have to. And I go, why? And they go, money. And I go, okay, so money is the leverage point. If I have money, I can then prove to them that I can do what I want. And so literally that day, came in this room and learned everything I could about money. Watching educational YouTube videos, getting clips from online, talking to people, reading books, asking my dad to explain it in a simple way. The first couple businesses that I started were in the e-commerce space, drop shipping, Amazon FBA. The whole drop shipping model is super difficult because you're competing with some of the biggest corporations in the world that have millions of dollars. Getting samples, designing products, all of that was new to me. I was throwing $10, $15 at Facebook ads when people, like I said, are throwing 1,000 times that. Obviously that was one of the reasons why I failed. And so I just was like, you know what I actually really need to do is get money in instead of spending money on businesses and not making any. I realized that there was a lot of people online spewing bullshit to people, saying that this was an easy way of making $10,000 a month, drop shipping a product and do it on this. So I got a job, and then I was just fed up with the bullshit online to where I started my first TikTok. The biggest obstacle was just overcoming my fear and insecurity of posting. And then I realized that the impact that I want to make was more important than my fears and insecurities. Ultimately, I need to make money and build wealth to show my parents. That was my goal. My initial steps were first building the audience, and I think a lot of people forget that. Creating that demand, creating this distributional channel that you can plug any product or service into, I think is the most important part to any business on social media. And I basically started telling people that hey, I did this, it failed, here's what you need to know. Here's what I learned. And I built that first account, which motivated me to start a second one because so many people were asking me how I built it. And so I started a second one called Coach Stone, talking about how to grow, how to make content, how I grew my account. That quickly blew up and people were like, hey, we'll pay you to teach us. One of my first mentors was John, the CEO of Stans. I just turned 18. I had both of my accounts, probably over 100,000 on each. And I was like, hey dude, I got all this, attention, this big audience. I'm not making any money. And you're creating content and you're creating this thing to help people make money. Can you help me? And he helped me monetize. He helped me build my Stan store. He helped me build my business and kept me moving forward. I actually wanted to start using Stan before I was 18, but I couldn't set up a Stripe account. So John told me to wait till I turned 18. What I love most about using Stan is the fact that it's so simple. You don't have to go to 4 different platforms. It's all right there. Literally, that is the home base for my business. Very lucky to have a platform like Stan just kind of simplify everything. I was working 70, 80 hours a week trying to build this thing. Obviously, I'm not going out with my friends. I'm in the lab. I'm creating this. I've thought of quitting multiple times, countless times, because it's just so difficult. I realize in those hard moments why most people don't do this. You're wearing a lot of hats, right? You're managing your finances, you're building products and services, you're building landing pages, you're creating content, you're focusing on marketing and selling. It can be very overwhelming and can get to you. But in those moments, you just have to realize that all right, maybe I'm having a bad day, bad hour, bad minute, and that's okay. But what's not okay is having that bad moment carry on. Created a Stan store and started just doing one-on-one coaching. One of my first ever calls, a guy paying me $20 for 30 minutes. And then 6 months later, building his audience to hundreds of thousands of followers and now making $500,000 a year. Crazy ROI. And it's literally just from doing what I told him on that call. I was 18 at the time. And for me to help someone make $500,000 a year when he was living paycheck to paycheck, is crazy. And then that went into, you know, weekly memberships, monthly memberships, adding course curriculum, worksheets. Then I developed my high ticket program. It's a 3-month program for industry experts, real estate agents, online coaches to really go through everything they need to do in order to get to where they want to go, which is build this monetizable community and make money off of it. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. That's completely true. I had a rough experience with friends and just, you know, losing a lot and social life just getting absolutely demolished. I said, you know what, if these guys don't want to do what I want to do, which is like, you know, start a business, be your own boss, do something big, create something in life, then I'm gonna go out and do it myself. The people that you surround yourself with, what do they believe in? And if you have those shared values and beliefs, and if they're beneficial, then great, along with taking care of myself. If I wanna help other people, I gotta help myself. Journaling, getting out of my head, ranting on paper, and having hobbies. That's why I love golf, because when I go out and golf, I'm not thinking about anything but hitting a good shot. Golf, pickleball, any of those things allow you to escape reality and have fun and play. That's where the soul is. That's where your personality is. You gotta maintain that, or else you're not gonna be motivated to continue on, let alone disciplined to continue doing the action regardless of how you're feeling. Just take action, start. We've helped over 200 people go full time. For some people that's 5,000, some people that's 20,000, but we've helped people achieve that goal. I was making my monthly paycheck for my job in a day. So I was like, I'm gonna quit this and you know, put all my eggs in this basket. And luckily I did. Turned 18, created a stand store, and started just doing one-on-one coaching and made 100,000 within a couple months from that, which allowed me to basically show my bank statement to my parents, and they were like, all right, you can do what you want.